लो पेइंग जॉब्स का मतलब क्या आपका वैल्यू लो है? इज इट व्हाट इट इज इट फैक्ट और मिथ?
नॉट रियली, नॉट रियली। आप आपका वैल्यू भी बढ़ा सकते हैं बाय प्रेजेंटिंग योरसेल्फ इन अ राइट वे।
प्लेसमेंट सेल में ऐसी कौन सी एक्टिविटी होनी चाहिए जो आपको लगता है कि हायरिंग प्रोसेस को और बेटर बना सकती
Most of the times, I feel students are not prepared for the interviews.
है? सो कॉलेज मेंटर और कॉर्पोरेट मेंटर का कोलैबोरेशन कैसे हेल्प कर सकता है स्टूडेंट्स की कैपेबिलिटी बिल्डिंग के लिए?
You create opportunities for the students by bringing in the stalwarts of the experts from the corporate.
ये जो रिमोट जॉब्स होते हैं ये इजी होते हैं?
I don't think, especially I don't believe in remote job unless until it is inevitable.
स्टूडेंट्स का सबसे एनोइंग एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या लगता है?
Annoying expectation could be asking for unrealistic salary.
एक सॉफ्ट स्किल जो हर फ्रेशर में होनी चाहिए?
Presenting themselves in the right way.
ओके, इंग्लिश बोलने आना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है। नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका एक और जबरदस्त लाइफ चेंजिंग एचआर सीरियल वाली पॉडकास्ट में जिसका नाम है अप टू स्किल्स पॉडकास्ट शो। मैं हूं आपका दोस्त और होस्ट राजेश जामवाल, हेड कॉर्पोरेट रिलेशंस इन विवेकानंद बिजनेस स्कूल, मुंबई। थैंक यू अप टू स्किल्स टू इनिशिएट दिस यूनिक एंड इनोवेटिव एचआर टीपीओ सीरीज टू, जो मेरे हिसाब से दुनिया में पहला पॉडकास्ट है जिसमें हम डायरेक्ट कंपनी के एचआर के साथ वन टू वन बातें करते हैं और समझते हैं अबाउट द चैलेंजेस फेस बाय द कॉर्पोरेट्स एंड द कॉलेजेस एंड द कैंडिडेट्स एंड ऑल द स्टेक होल्डर्स व्हिच आर एसोसिएटेड विद द स्टूडेंट्स डेवलपमेंट। अप टू स्किल्स के बारे में बताना चाहूंगा। अप टू स्किल्स एक लीडिंग टेक एनेबल्ड प्लेटफॉर्म है जो कॉर्पोरेट्स, कॉलेजेस और कैंडिडेट को सीमलेसली कनेक्ट करता है। कॉर्पोरेट स्किल्स टैलेंट हायर करता है अप टू स्किल्स के हैकेथॉन और ट्रेन हायर डिप्लॉय जैसे प्रोग्राम से। और आज का एपिसोड एकदम सुपर स्पेशल होने वाला है जहां तक मैं समझता हूँ, क्योंकि हमारे साथ एक बहुत ही पावर हाउस पर्सनैलिटी इंडस्ट्री के एक्सपर्ट में से हैं जो एक एचआर की दुनिया में बहुत पॉपुलर नाम है, मिस्टर गोपाल कृष्ण मंथा, हु इज द हेड ऑफ एचआर अपोलो होम्स हेल्थ केयर लिमिटेड। नाउ Gopala sir has worked with Blue Ocean, Narayana Health, Apollo Logistics, Oliver Skin, and Hair Clinic, etc., and many other companies as well. He comes with almost about 18 years solid diversified experience in hiring, talent management, etc., and any other facets of the HR. Today, यानी कि आज का जो टॉपिक हर फ्रेशर के लिए दिल के बहुत करीब होने वाला है, जबकि कॉलेज की थियोरी टकराती है रियल लाइफ से, क्लाइंट के ईमेल से, जब केस स्टडी सबमिशन रिप्लेस होती है प्रोजेक्ट डेडलाइन से, और जब ढूंढने वाली कंफर्ट जोन की जगह में मिलती है फॉर्मल ड्रेस कोड। गोपाल, आई विल एड्रेस यू बाय द फर्स्ट नेम, सो प्लीज डू नॉट माइंड दैट। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है एंड आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू इंट्रोड्यूस यू इन दिस फैशन and I will look forward to having this very, very interesting conversation with you. Please welcome.
Thank you so much, Rajesh. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And also thanks to UptoSkills for creating this unique bridge between academia and then corporates. मेरा पहली पॉडकास्ट है विच आई एम डूइंग विद एकेडमिया। मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब हम कॉलेजेस के साथ डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट होकर स्टूडेंट्स के फ्यूचर पर बात करते रहे। और आपको 30+ इयर्स का एक्सपीरियंस है एंड आपसे बेटर एकेडमिया की प्रॉब्लम्स कौन बेटर समझ सकता है। आई थिंक I'm so lucky to have you as my host today. And then we are going to have definitely a lively conversation. And then let's make this episode very valuable, fun, and full of real insights. I'm looking forward to you.
Gopal, I appreciate your real kind words. So with this note, let's begin the conversation. and let's make it very, very interesting for the students and very, very open-minded with a very flexible thought process narratives that we can set for the students' benefit altogether. So my first question, I'm not going to be counting questions, but this because this is the first question, I will be starting with by saying it's the first question. So let's dive straight into this by asking you कि आपको क्या लगता है कि ये जो जैसे I represent the MBA institutes and I've been representing MBA institutes all throughout my career in the academics. तो ये जो और अभी टाइम जो चल रहा है दैट इज द इंटर्नशिप का टाइम फॉर द फ्रॉम द एमबीए पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू इन मुंबई एटलीस्ट students are struggling to get into the internships. Okay, there are these challenges that they face. I will not be talking about the challenges. I would like to hear from you ki how important and how impactful are these internships for the students.
अच्छा, ये बहुत बढ़िया क्वेश्चन है। वाई? बिकॉज जब स्टूडेंट्स पास आउट होते हैं ना, बिफोर पासिंग आउट फ्रॉम द कॉलेजेस, unless until we know what is the real potential of the students, we will not be able to hire people just like that. And then खाई भी जाइए आप, पहले क्या पूछते हैं? एक्सपीरियंस के लिए पूछते हैं। then कोई भी एक्सपीरियंस नहीं तो कैसा एक्सपीरियंस आता है? किसी ना कोई तो एक्सपीरियंस देना ही चाहिए ना। तो what happens is that the internships ये पहला स्टेप होता है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए। and then what I personally feel is that is the turning point for the students, for them to really show their capabilities to the corporates. That is the stepping stone for them. So I feel internships are very, very important. But and then my utmost disappointment in the recent times, Rajesh, is that people are not really giving a lot of value to this. People think that this is only a part of curriculum that I have to somehow complete and then get into corporates. But students are not really giving utmost importance to this. That's what I feel.
I agree with you, Gopal, but there are two facets to this. When you say people do not take it seriously, यहाँ पे दो facets है. एक होता है corporate also comes under people, students also come under the people. अब जिसको भी मैंडेटरी किया जाता है उनका एक अलग सेंटिमेंट होता है और कॉर्पोरेट्स में भी दी कॉर्पोरेट पीपल मैनेजर्स आर क्वाइट बिजी दे हैव गॉट देयर ओन सेट टारगेट्स एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स टू काइंड ऑफ अकम्प्लिश डे इन एंड डे आउट अब दोनों के लिए मैंडेट हो जाता है एक तरह से सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द चैलेंज when both the parties are kind of trying to compete and complete their mandates.
See, क्या होता है कि colleges, lot of colleges are only pushing students only to complete somehow the curriculum. And then ये बोला गया जाता है कि अभी ये कंप्लीट नहीं किया आपको, सी दे नीड ओनली ए सर्टिफिकेट। आपको सर्टिफिकेट, पूरा सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिलेगा। तो इट इज अ बिग प्रेशर ऑन इवन स्टूडेंट्स। सो दैट्स रीजन मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स, कई लोग क्या करते हैं, वो डमी प्रोजेक्ट्स और डमी इंटर्नशिप्स करते रहते हैं। And real-time challenges they do not understand on the floor in the corporate, especially corporate or college. There are two different entities होता है ना। कॉलेज में जो सिखाया जाता है वो एग्जैक्टली इट इज नॉट परकुलेटिंग इनटू द वर्क। सो इंटर्नशिप जो होता है, दैट इज द टाइम पीपल कैन अंडरस्टैंड, स्टूडेंट्स कैन अंडरस्टैंड द लिंक बिटवीन द कॉलेज टू कॉर्पोरेट। तो क्या होता है, एचआर लोगों ने क्या करते हैं कई बार, वी सी व्हाट इज द पोटेंशियल इन द स्टूडेंट्स। सी आउटकम क्या होता है इंटर्नशिप का, आप समझ लीजिए, फ्रॉम स्टूडेंट साइड एंड फ्रॉम द कॉर्पोरेट साइड आउटकम क्या होता है। फ्रॉम माई साइड, इफ आई एम एचआर, what I look at any student is that whether that student can be grabbed into my company or not. Are his skills or the potential that he is coming out with, is it going to be useful for my company? यही सोच रहता है एचआर के दिमाग में। And then what is the source in the minds of the students? It is that how soon I can complete my internship and then go ahead and get my certificate. ये नहीं सर। So क्या होते हैं, people have to come with a certain mindset when they are coming for the internships. It is the opportunity for all the students, according to me. They'll have to leverage it in the right way. so that they can really make a very big impact in the corporate. वो job they offer the job or not, it is that doesn't matter, but they have to make that impact so that they can understand the difference, real time difference between college में क्या होता है, corporate में क्या expectations है. The expectations are going to be different because कई बार क्या होता है ना, I'm paying you is the concept that corporate will have. So when there's a
Hmm.
pay, there's a performance that is expected from the students. So even during the internships, according to me, so a lot of times, paid internships ही होता है, and then आजकल students paid internship नहीं तो ले भी नहीं रहे, है ना, इसीलिए so they're okay to go with the dummy internships or dummy projects nowadays. Easily available है, अभी एक बार 1000 डाल दो वो एक प्रोजेक्ट मिल जाएगा. तुम कहीं पे तुम्हारा फ्रेंड का ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है तो एक सर्टिफिकेट मिल जाएगा तो आप इंटर्नशिप उधर करें, बोल ठीक है. तो ये इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बिकॉज there most of the times I saw that there is attitude for somehow finish. I don't want to understand the corporate. तो
Hmm.
ये बहुत बड़ा गैप होता है स्टूडेंट और कॉलेज का और कॉर्पोरेट का बीच में जो होना है वो बहुत गैप है. तो आई थिंक आई फील all the colleges or the institutes for producing the talent needs to bridge this gap.
Right. Very, very well said. There is one more underlying thing to this. Uh, at least I would refer it from the point of view of colleges which are providing 2-year full-time MBA program because I represent that. Okay. Now my college provides 2-year full-time MBA program in specialization like marketing, finance, HR, systems and operations, logistics, supply chain, so on and so forth. Okay. Most of the companies they come for hiring the interns. उन लोग एक एक टैबू रोल देते हैं. टैबू रोल व्हाई आई एम सेइंग इज बिकॉज माय नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट वुड क्लैरिफाई दैट. टैबू रोल मींस सेल्स का रोल इन
Sorry, come
इंटर्नशिप.
again, I didn't get you.
द टैबू रोल कॉल्ड सेल्स.
Stage.
सेल्स बिजनेस
Okay,
डेवलपमेंट.
sales.
बिजनेस
Sales.
डेवलपमेंट. ओके. सेल्स और बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट वन एंड द सेम थिंग. अब क्या हो रहा है कि आज की जनरेशन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट जेनजी. जेनजी इज टोटली closed to a large extent. I'm not saying all of them. A good chunk of percentage of people are close to doing a sales kind of internship role. So in effect, what happens is they are not participating for the internships. That is how they perhaps go and get internships with somebody else, with their family, friends, so on and so forth. So yeah. So can we impress as a placement officer? Can I impress upon the companies to provide roles to these students which are in line with their specializations?
जरूर होता है. आप बहुत कमाल की टॉपिक लेके आए. जेन जी वाज मोर डियर टू माय हार्ट बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स क्या होता है कि आई थिंक आई बिलोंग टू मिलेनियल्स एंड देन वी हैव I did not know when I was so young. I did not know there are so many generations. ओके पहले क्या होता था, 30 साल के लिए एक जनरेशन होता था. उसके बाद 15 साल 10 साल भी हो गया. अब माई वरी इज दैट एवरी ईयर देर इज गोइंग टू जनरेशन मे बी इन फ्यूचर. No, people are calling it Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, or whatever. Yeah. So, क्या होता है, Gen Z, you said they're very closed. To some extent, I would agree, but I have a different point of view for them. इन लोगों को क्या होता है ना, they want instant results, instant gratification.
Correct.
हाँ, तो gone are those days where your parents have told you saying that okay, you have to इतना hard work करनी पड़ती है, ना मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, for you to get promotions or for you to get good name in your office, all those things. Gone are those days. And then you see a lot of differentiation in terms of the seniority vis-a-vis the impact that somebody is creating. So there is no relevance for the seniority nowadays. तो एक्सपीरियंस की बात ये नहीं. तो ये दिस इज ऑल अबाउट व्हाट इज इम्पैक्ट within so much of time that you can create for the corporates. So people are not minding paying crores of rupees.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for example, a 35-year-old guy can become a CEO of a company now just because he's able to create that impact. Even if the impact is only for lasting for a couple of years or 3 years, that's good enough. and then they are looking for a change which is sustainable thereafter. The change is constant. The change is sustainable. Nothing else is sustainable. So
Absolutely.
क्या होता है, because of this reason, students are expecting instant results, instant gratification. No, that's the game of Gen Z right now. And then it is important for the colleges as well as the corporates, according to me, to give that kind of environment for Gen Z so that they can create impact. Now, one thing with the Gen Z is that if they have a clarity, if they are knowing what is the outcome of what they are doing, I think they will take it up. So it is important even for the HRs or the corporates to give that kind of clarity. Now, आप JD के बारे में बोल रहे थे, job description, roles and responsibilities क्या होते हैं? If you are able to explain it in a proper way, there's a more क्या होता है? There's a more thing for them to pick up the right roles for them, and then they are very clear according to Rajesh. They are very clear in what they want. जो वो चाहते हैं वो नहीं मिलते तो they are okay to say no. एंड पहले हमको नो बोलना बहुत मुश्किल था. अभी इन लोगों के नो इज very easy for them, and then they are okay if there's some they are being said no.
True.
It is vice versa. So they are okay to receive no as well as they are okay to say no. And then I have seen so many people sitting idle just because they did not get what they want in their life. They are waiting till what is that it is coming to the in their plate, which is dear to their heart. It is near to their heart. So हम ये सोचना पड़ेगा कि now are we getting the diversified roles for them? Now, I have seen an institute where, which is a very good B school, and then people have really looked up to that kind of institute. What I would expect as a head of HR, if at all somebody wants to join my company, is that at least a minimum of 3 years, I want you to stay with any company. Why? Because if you are staying with me for 3 years, first 1 year, तुम्हारा understanding में जाएगा पूरा time. उसके बाद you start delivering. The actual contribution happens only after 1 year. तभी 2 साल के लिए आप contribution करने के बाद there's a win-win situation between your organization and yourself. There's a learning that happens to you, and there's a contribution that is happens to you. Most of the times Gen Z लोग क्या होता है, they only look for consumption, not contribution. So कितना learning मेरे को मिलेगा? ठीक है, organizations are ready to give you some learning to you. What are organizations getting in turn? So क्या वापस क्या मिलेगा organizations को? So थोड़ा सा contribution होना चाहिए. We shouldn't become sponges where everything we consume. थोड़ा बहुत तो release भी करना चाहिए.
Absolutely.
So इसीलिए I feel anywhere between 2.5 3 years is a minimum time that we have to spend with any organization. And I also would say, don't say more than 5 years or 6 years. Maybe you might be losing a different learning from a different organization. Not because I'm saying I stayed 13 years for one organization. My 13 years was really fruitful. I'd have continued also. So you have to continue with the organization as long as you have some newness and the new learning and the new deliverables that you have for yourself. So you can continue like that. I have seen so many people who are there for last 30 years also. Right now in my own organization, I have people who have been there from the inception. So it's an age that you have to leave. But if you are choosing to leave at a right time. Don't leave just because you have spent 5 years. Leave if you are not getting enough learning. Leave if you are getting a different learning from the different organization. Leave if you are going for a different role. Leave if you are going for a higher package, which this organization can't give. Don't leave just because you have spent 3 years.
Well said. Very well said. I really especially like the point where you made the most in thing, the skill and will part. Now the point is, वो horse and water वाली story है. You can take the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink because the horse does not feel like drinking. It does not have the will to drink. So it's the same thing that applies, which is a very well uh, uh, analogy, very good analogy that you kind of pointed out there. Very happy about it. We'll go to a different topic altogether now. You'll enjoy, and I will also enjoy getting answers from you. अभी जैसे प्लेसमेंट सेल, आई एम फ्रॉम द प्लेसमेंट सेल, तो मैं ये जानना चाहूंगा फ्रॉम द कॉर्पोरेट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू कि प्लेसमेंट सेल में ऐसी कौन सी एक्टिविटी होनी चाहिए जो आपको लगता है कि हायरिंग प्रोसेस को और बेटर बना सकती है, या हायरिंग प्रोसेस बोल लीजिए या हायरिंग एक्सपीरियंस बोल लीजिए, वो
Most of the times, I feel students are not prepared for the interviews.
हाँ.
And sometimes they feel they're okay, however they come to the interviews. I have seen in the recent times also people come with torn jeans. I'm not saying it is a crime that if you're going with a t-shirt or torn jeans to an interview, but it doesn't give a good impression. It's only to create impression. It doesn't. It has nothing to do with your skill set. And then sometimes we are okay to, at least not when it comes to tech, people are like that. I had to really accept. One of the candidates he has come with the torn jeans. My first impression was not so great, but because he convinced his head tech guy with his skill set, I had to take him. But no, the first impression is very, very important. What kind of impression that? So I think the way you prepare yourself, the way, especially the way you answer few things, I think it is very important that you look at how you are presenting yourself to the organizations.
Correct.
I feel there's a opportunity for all the campuses, all the institutions where they can prepare the students in terms of these kind of things. In the similar lines, Rajesh, I mean, one institute, one of the base schools, what we have conducted is mock interview session we have conducted for them.
Okay.
Students. It's only a training session they wanted. So we were about 3-4 people. We went there. We designed a whole day session on what is the expectation of the corporate. So we named it as campus to corporate. And then we did couple of days, whole day sessions to all the students, and then real-time expectations of the corporates. So they understood, and then we have given mock interviews also. क्या बोल सकते हैं interview में, क्या नहीं बोल सकते हैं. And then even if you are not sure about few things, kaisa you can present yourself, and then people are okay to understand your shortcomings, your skill set, all those things people can understand. If you are accepting that you don't know this, they're still okay. But transparency and then honesty is more important in the interviews. Especially, people started doing behavioral based interviewing methodology. Nowadays, a lot of people, and then we generally use the STAR technique, situation, task, the STAR technique that we use. And then we use a lot of the past so that, it implies to the future. So people have different innovative techniques to find out whether you're going to be the right person for them or not. So you can't fool around people. And people are smart. Just as you are smart, other side of the people who are sitting other side of the table are also smart. Please understand.
We become smart as a placement officer. We become smart because our students are smarter.
Obviously, they're smart. No doubt. The Gen Zs, I would definitely feel Gen Z is more smarter than we, because one thing, the kind of exposure that they have. Now everything is available in in the tip of their hand. One smartphone, any information they want to have, they have it. So it becomes very important even for the people who are sitting on the other side of the table also to compete with those people. So tomorrow, if I'm not able to really give that kind of impression to the people that I know better than you, and then they're not going to look up to me. And then my career is at stake if I'm not competing with the Gen Z. I don't have a choice right now. So people are becoming smart. People are learning. People are trying to leverage the opportunities that they have. So even people are changing. So what I want the students to do is become more prepared, try to give the best of the impressions that is possible, because that's a gateway for you.
Mhm.
That's a gateway for me. Now, maybe you are very, very good, but if you are not able to create that kind of impression in your first meeting, you're gone. And then there are a lot of people, talent is available outside. And then HRs don't mind looking at 10 people or 20 people to get one nice candidate. Gone are those days that, we won't look at people. No, we are not compromising on the talent right now.
How do you assess the student to be a reasonably okay cultural fit for your organization before you say, okay, yes to this guy?
Okay. So that's what I told you earlier. Also, there's something called behavioral interviewing methodology. So we use that. At least my boss taught me how to do these things. I'm being trained in doing the behavioral interviewing.
Is this behavioral related to some kind of psychometric assessment that you people do in a
Mm.
scientific manner, or
We ask questions in such a way that we try to get your past,
okay.
and then we try to imply that to your future. So your past is most of the times is your future. So I'll give you an example. How I behaved in one of the situations in the past makes me understand how would I behave in the future if the similar kind of situation comes to me. Okay, so we try to portray questions in such a way that we try to know more the past. So now, for example, if you are saying that there's a fresher who doesn't have any experience, how do you get to know their past? There's no past. No, everybody has past. So we try to ask questions in such a way that we bring out those behavioral elements in the answers. Now, for example, if I have to know about teamwork, and then he didn't have any experience in the past to know about his teamwork. But definitely he would have actually done few what do you call few arrangements in the colleges for the freshers party or farewell party or any fest that happens. So he would have participated in these kind of things. He would have arranged few things. So we'd like to understand what kind of contribution he has made, what kind of role he played there. Okay, if at all there was any difficult situation in his life, personal life, how did he deal with it? Now, if at all he met somebody whom he did not know, how he interacted. So these are all few things which can bring in the elements of those behaviors onto the table, and that's why we'll try to assess and we try to correlate with the real-time situations of the corporate and then see how he might be, responding to those kind of situations. So that's how we frame questions in such way. And also, at least as far as I do, I choose to ask questions in the four layers.
Okay.
Now, I want to do in a format where, if at all I'm doing about 30 minutes of interview or 45 minutes of interview, I try to dissect that or I try to divide that into segments. The first 5 minutes, I will only chit chat with the person so that I can make him comfortable. Most of the times, people have nervousness, especially freshers,
Hmm.
because maybe it is for them it is first of its kind that they are facing an interviewer like that. Um, so what I would do is I will just post questions which are very very normal, which makes the person feel very very comfortable, ease all those things. Okay. उसके बाद I will choose to understand on a very macro level about what he does or what he's good at on all those things. So rest 20 minutes, next 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I'll dive deep into his skill set. So I'll try to frame questions in a four-layer format. I generally choose to do like that. And I'll try to understand more about a person. Now, to give a broad example to you, um, now, for example, what, why, how, and what if. These are all the four things that I would like to ask. Now, this methodology is taught by my earlier boss in my previous company. So, for example, I'm sure you must be knowing, if at all you're a physics student, you have read physics or you have studied physics.
Hmm.
I'm sure you know this concept of this energy. What is the law of conservation of energy?
Yeah.
So what is law of conservation of energy? The energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. but it can be converted from one form to another form. है ना? So this is at what level? Definition level. So जब मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ बंदा आपको, what is law of conservation of energy? He'll say this. It doesn't mean that he understands the property.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Right.
Because most of the times we by heart and then we
Yes.
try to vomit. It is one time use
हाँ,
and throw. Any education, especially in India,
मार्क्स
is
मिल गया तो फिर सर्विस करनी
yeah.
होगी।
Mark मिल गया तो just you bully Joe.
हम्म,
It's like that. Okay. So then when you ask at what level, people most of the times they answer. And then if somebody is hiring based on what level, I think they're not doing the right job according. Then you'll have to dive a little more deeper and then say, okay, if you say the energy is neither created nor destroyed, that's what you're saying. But how do you think so much of energy that is present
हम्म,
in this world? So this is the understanding level.
हम्म,
So why do you think this is there then if it is not being created? ना अच्छा ऐसा नहीं है. Whatever is the sum of energy that is available now, that will not change.
हम्म,
Okay, but new energy cannot be created. The existing energy cannot be destroyed. That's what I meant.
हम्म,
So this is understanding level. So you understand the concept very well. अच्छा ये बोलो अभी you are saying neither be created nor be destroyed, but can be transformed. Can you give an example? So this is the how part. So can you give an example how energy can be transformed from one this thing to another? Then he says, मैंने सुबह रोटी खाया था.
हम्म,
Roti is so much of energy, and then when I consume it,
हम्म,
it gets digested, and then it releases some energy to my organs. If there is a mechanism that you can actually calculate the energy at the roti level, at energy after digestion, the sum of it will definitely is going to be same. So then I understand, he understand, not only understand the concept, he know how to apply the concept. It is application level. So you know the concept, if you don't know how to apply this concept, you're gone, right? That's fine. And then I keep asking, saying that, okay, science is always evolving, right? And then आज एक बंदा आता है, मैंने law of conservation of energy, मैंने I have invented it. Okay, मैंने इन्वेंट किया था. उसके बाद कोई और आता है saying that was bullshit. It is not like that. It is even more evolved now. There's another concept that comes about the energy. So how do you take it? What if somebody
हम्म,
comes and then says that this is wrong concept and then this is a new concept that has. So this is about
हम्म,
how he is able to think with the changes that are coming in his way. So there are no right or wrong answers for this. We call it what if.
what if?
ऐसा हो गया तो what if? So then I'll understand his thought process. How is he thinking about a situation where he did not handle it earlier?
हम्म,
So if anybody who is able to answer these four layers, and then I try to create the same thing in every aspect of the HR. Now, if I'm taking about a payroll person, I try to ask the similar questions. What is your salary structure? Why do you think the salary structure has to be like this? If organization is giving you this kind of salary structure, how do you adapt? What if government comes with so you create questions like that so that you understand much deeper about the skill set of a person. Abhi, I'll throw a googly at you. What if a person is bluffing at every level? He doesn't really have the kind of experience that he has to give, he's claiming. But what if he's bluffing? I would still take him because he knows at least the process. He's just bluffing,
हम्म,
but he's capable of doing that. I'm okay to take that person. So unless until people are prepared for these kind of things, they are not going to be making or they're not cracking the interview that way. That's what I feel.
हम्म.
The
Very,
long
very,
answer for the short question that you.
yeah, that was so well put. I've made so many pointers out here. Yeah. Every time you've been saying, I've been like pointing it out. I mean, I understood the combination of the star technique and the four layer of questioning definitely gives you a great insight into the candidate's mind with along with the person's past behavior, and you kind of correlate it with the current behavior. So that's amazing. I mean, this is something very new that I've learned after you said na 33 years of experience. तो कुछ नहीं होता 33 experience. ये experience मिलते हैं. These are the very strong experiences that comes across, and these are the very strong learnings that come into play. Wonderful, great. बहुत मजा आया इसमें.
Thank you
Uh,
so
we
much.
will go into another zone of the discussion now. ये और भी मजेदार होगा because you could also be a part of one of these things. एक होते हैं जैसे हम लोग करते हैं कॉलेज मेंटोर होते हैं. We also have this corporate mentor, and so कॉर्पोरेट मेंटर का कोलैबोरेशन कैसे हेल्प कर सकता है स्टूडेंट्स की कैपेबिलिटी बिल्डिंग के लिए अकॉर्डिंग
That's
टू.
what I told you sometime back,
हाँ.
Rajesh. You create opportunities for the students by bringing in the stalwarts of the experts from the corporate.
हम्म,
One. And second thing is, if you are able to really tie up with few corporates, I think they will be able to give you a guest lectures continuously, so that they are in touch with the corporates. The second thing is you giving them some tasks in terms of finding out their own way of talking to people, and then get their own intention,
हम्म,
or get some own their own contacts of the corporates where they can make the presentation or they can sell their ideas. So these things can bring you a different ballgame altogether to the institutions.
So it's well said, but then I would like to ask you, as an extension to the question, what do you think if I were to approach the college representatives as mentors? What are the challenges I would be facing as a placement officer for
First
my
of all,
student?
corporates will not have time. Corporates will not have interest. So लोग पूछते हैं मेरे को क्या है.
What's in it for me?
What's in obviously na, because as I told you, I'm not into charity, where I did not take up any promise that okay, I will change the education system of our nation. No, I'm not into that. What I mean is my business. So even if people are coming to you for the campus recruitments and all, there's some win for the corporates as well. So I'm trying to get the best of the people. I'm going to have more pool, and then I pick up the best of the people in my organization. So there's an ask always. So there is always an ask from the corporates, and there is always an ask from the candidate as well. So what you need to understand is that it's very difficult that any corporate will come forward and say that I'll try to give you the exposure of the corporate to your students. Nobody is going to do it. But if we are able to create any kind of relationship, now I'll tell you how I used to do. I generally collaborate with my institutions because I need a lot of nursing staff. So I tell my people to be in touch with the nursing colleges, try to go and then give them, because there's a need even for the corporates. In the same way, if nursing institute also is a lot of nursing institute, they approach Apollo because we have a very good brand. Last 40 years, we have been pioneers in healthcare at the national level. And we have brought in a lot of changes in the healthcare. So people look up to us. First of all, there's a brand which drives automatically, and then people look up to us. So the moment people approach us, we try to choose, because there are a lot of colleges, could be about 5,000 plus nursing colleges, but we choose to go to a few colleges where we also give our nursing officers go and then give the guest lectures there, so that they understand the real-time things. So they tie up with the colleges, and then they agree to give manpower on a yearly basis to us. So if you are trying to partner with some colleges where you are able to really pitch in what is that you can bring to their table in terms of the manpower or pool, the facilities that you have, I think people are okay to tie up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Not very recently. I think day before yesterday, I was in Delhi, and then I went to one of the universities as being called as a delegate or one of the guests there. You know what they did is they have shown their campus, huge campus that they have,
Mm-hmm.
and then the kind of education system that they have, their principals, and then all those things, the way they are trying to nurture their students, they have explained everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they create these opportunities for the students by exposing them to the HR people there so that they can interact. Maybe I think even tier two institutions or tier three institutions also should take it up. They have to invest in bringing corporates to the campuses
Mm-hmm.
at least once in a year, and then try to have the relationship with them. So sometime back I told you that the students have to explore the relationships outside in the corporate, but even institutions have to do that. So they have to keep meeting the corporates. They have to invite the corporates once in a while, and then that they have to create that kind of environment there so that people. Most of the times, what happens, Rajesh, is that it's a word of mouth. HRs will have connections within themselves. So
Okay.
if I know that okay, Rajesh is able to give me very good talent, I don't mind telling my fellow HR saying that okay, you go to Vivekananda College, you'll get good talent there. So even colleges also have to come at it. Maybe first year it is difficult, but if you are able to create your students who can present to the corporates and then pitch in the right way, I think
Mm-hmm.
this will definitely happen. So there should be again vista between the campus and then corporate, which will enable the smooth things between the students and the corporates.
This is a very, very, very valid and a very pertinent thing that you said from the college, from the campus, sorry, from the corporate point of view. What's in it for me?
Mm.
Uh, for the corporates. So, what do you think can be done to benefit the corporate mentors so that they can, kind of, they can mentor the student of the colleges from the bottom of their heart.
So if you're able to um, make sure that your students are going to be helpful for the corporates, and you're trying to give the kind of skill set that corporates are looking for, if you're able to convince the corporates that your curriculum is giving that kind of skill set, I think corporates will come to campuses, no doubt. Why? Because my training expenditure is going to be lowered because you are already giving that kind of exposure at your institute. So
Mm-hmm.
if I wanted to take somebody from you, if your people are skilled enough, I would definitely take from you instead of taking some institute where I have to train. So try to understand what are the expectations of the corporate and try to inculcate in the curriculum. So that will bridge the gap.
Okay. Okay. So, great. This is a good suggestion, actually. In fact, we should be trying that more often with the corporates, and we try and offer them something which is like the more better. And I also want to check because we talked about corporate mentor, and the mentees, college student mentees. We can also have a collaboration between the corporates as well as what do you call uh, the faculties to mentor the students, right? So how do you think we can build up a bridge between faculties and the corporate managers so that we can have a joint mentee mentor mentee program.
One way is try to get in touch with the corporates through LinkedIn. LinkedIn is one powerful media, I would say. Second thing is invite them, as I told you, try to create a fest kind of thing, and then try to call people, and then you have an interaction. Faculty has to have an interaction with them. So once it is done, and then trying to create some updates what is happening at your institute from time to time with these people,
Mm-hmm.
and then try to being in touch, and then try to invite them again if at all there's something. It need not be always about what is that in there for them in on the table, but sometimes it is about the updates that you have and what kind of curriculum that you have done, so that it fetches for the corporate, and then asking for some suggestions. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people have you need not really change the whole curriculum, but sometimes people have suggestions in this of maybe a bit-sized programs where within a month's time you can do this, or within 15 days of course, within the course, I would say sub course. So these things will definitely happen, and then the right faculty is approaching the right person. People are okay to give their ideas, and people are okay to share the
Mm-hmm.
responsibilities of nurturing the students, because it's going to be the future. They are my future employees. So I don't mind spending some time with my future employees.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well said. And this is one good angle that you have given me today, which I'm sure I'm going to be experimenting it in my college. Yeah. We'll move on to next question. I just want to understand. See, corporates predominantly look at the tiering of the institutions. Okay, like हम लोग कहते हैं कि हमारा इंस्टीट्यूट टीयर टू है. Okay, tier one would be something like IIMs and these kind of institute IITs and IIMs of the world. So क्या डिफरेंस है वहाँ के स्टूडेंट्स में और हमारे स्टूडेंट्स में हुआ? Are those students from the tier one institute considered more job ready and more intelligent as compared to the tier two, tier three students? क्या टीयर वन के कॉलेजेस जो IIM टाइप के कॉलेजेस हैं?
So do you see any difference is what is the question?
सॉरी.
Do you see any difference is the question, right?
Yeah, I mean, are they more job ready as compared to the tier two, tier three institute guys, or how is it? How does it work?
I would definitely say there's definitely a difference, because I have seen it's all about the curriculum, and then the kind of faculty that they are interacting with, the kind of exposure that institution is creating for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll tell you mera experience. I have done MBA from one of the universities of Andhra Pradesh, but
Mm-hmm.
XLRI was always was a to go to kind of dream for you. Most of the
Mm-hmm.
HR people. Okay, so I did my 1 year course from XLRI, where I have gone for a campus visit. And I have interacted with the MBA students there
Mm-hmm.
who are doing it. And you know what? The classes are happening at around 10 o'clock in the night, 10:30, 11. जब भी फैकल्टी को मना जाते बुलाते बच्चे लोग आ जाओ, आई वांट टू टेक ए क्लास, पीपल यूज्ड टू कम, एंड पीपल अपने आप ऐसा लाइक शॉर्ट्स में और टी शर्ट्स में आ जाते हैं लोग.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they work for 18 hours a day. The
Mm-hmm.
kind of environment that they have created, every week there's a guest lecture that is happening from a corporate kind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then they are trying to create a real-time scenarios for them.
Okay.
Okay, it's not just the bookish knowledge, it's more to do with the practical knowledge. And then they are giving some problems and ask them to come out with solution. They give projects within themselves, and then they create models, and then as a group they come and then present. It's more
But then
practical.
that is one thing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but then that is one thing. Even we keep doing it. You see, I mean, we have guest lectures. We have people coming in from the corporate to kind of have an interaction with these students every single week. I mean, it is even that too as per the specialization wise. Here we are, but yet we
I'll
are
tell you
considered
the
as.
difference. The difference is the quality of what we do. Means, let us say if I'm getting about a person who is able to really create an impact, and then that comes with a cost too.
Okay.
Not all tier two cities have budgets to take care of these kind of things. Now, doing for the sake of doing one thing, and then trying to create an impact by doing something is different. Now, for example, XLRI kind of thing, or IAMS, they have huge budgets in terms of calling somebody
Mm-hmm.
and pay. So allocation of budget is very important. Second thing is who are you getting? And then some always, you have the passion to look up to somebody who has got name and fame.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for
But they
example,
come at a cost, right?
I also play cricket,
Mm.
but taking a photograph with me is different from taking a photograph with Sachin Tendulkar. Maybe I'm also playing as good as Sachin. Maybe I'm not degrading the god of cricket. Maybe I'm equivalent or little lesser than Sachin, but still, because Sachin has already got a name, the inspiration that he draws from Sachin is different from inspiration that he gets from Gopal.
True.
Happens. So now, how much tier two or tier three cities can do this? Because everybody has their own cost structures. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
limitation there, I would say. So pedigree is always brings in a lot of a different exposure altogether is what I believe. For example, I'm not sure how much we can the charges, but I have seen a lot of tier two cities charges about 3 to 5 lakh rupees um, of the course. But XLRA charges about 25 to 30 lakhs.
Mm-hmm.
So they have huge budgets because you have a paying capacity, and then the kind of exposure that you might get by those people are going to be a little different. And then
Mm-hmm.
once you have the name, okay, and then the
Tag.
acceptance rate is more. So
Mm-hmm.
अभी ये बंदा XLR से आए तो हो गया, he's already at certain level.
But then there's also one more concept which goes along with this is, if you start low, there's one way to go. It's up. If you start high, what
Correct.
are the ways?
Now I have asked one of the students from XLR that what was the highest that they got as a package as a fresher. They said 65 lakhs. एंड उतना मेरे साल भी अभी तक नहीं है इवन आफ्टर 18 years. ठीक है. And then what is the lowest that somebody has got? It's 23 lakhs. So there's a minimum bar without which even campuses also don't let them join for the less salary. Okay, so even XLRA doesn't want because a stature for XLRA, so they don't want their students to get sold for lesser salary because
Mm-hmm.
the USP itself is that okay, if you are joining this this college or this institute, you'll start only with 24 lakhs. It's like that. Okay, but what I felt is that they also bring that kind of thing because of the exposure that they have. I have interacted with one of the students. At least I was not like that at that age. I did not have that kind of exposure. I did my MBA, but I was not so exposed to this kind of thing. So I
Okay.
I felt I could be wrong, but this is my personal opinion. I felt that either you have to have pedigree and then you have a lot of interactions wherein you give up on your phobias and then try to understand the real-time world, one thing. And then the kind of people they join also, people come from different states. And then the culturally, they understand a lot of things. Okay. Either you have to get the pedigree, or I feel you'll have to get the experience, enough experience to think like a pedigree.
Okay.
So your minimum 6 to 8 years of experience or 10 years of experience can bring you that kind of experience. So then with that experience and then the kind of pedigree that you're coming with is similar according to me.
Mm-hmm.
But not all the organizations are looking for pedigrees.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because there's something called sustainability. If I'm going with a lot of cost structures, maybe the organization cannot sustain in the long run. So tier two cities like you have a lot of chance for you to prepare in the similar way, but they would not start with the kind of packages that XLRA brings into the campus. You will have decent distance. Now, MBA, I used to 10 years back, I paid about 10-12,000 rupees for an MBA, average MBA. But now I'm starting only with 4 lakhs. I did not start my career with 4 lakhs. I drew only 60,000 rupees. My annual salary was 60,000 rupees when I started
Mm-hmm.
my career. But today, I feel I have to give that much for an MBA. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
a very decent MBA guy comes, I don't mind paying him 6 LPA. where the average is 3 lakhs. I have seen people joining for still 15,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees also. So it all depends upon, that's what I'm saying. Your opportunity is to make sure you're presenting yourself in the best possible way to the interviewer, that you have to create the impression to the interviewer that you can bring in the kind of skill set that they are looking for. People are okay to pay.
But Gopal, tell me one thing. According to you, obviously, do you think their expectations in terms of the LPA are far, far higher today as compared to what used to happen in the past?
I'm okay if you say that expectations are there, but I want you
हाँ
to also understand the ground reality.
हाँ क्योंकि
हमको
मुझे
लगता
दिखाई
है
दे रहा है basis of what you talked about 65 like LPA HR के लिए XLRI I'm assuming you're talking about from the HR point of view, right? Because XLRI is the flagship program is the HR and finance marketing are secondary programs for them. So XLRI, if HR is paying 65 lakh rupees as a top, so other students obviously the 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 thought process is cascades down to all the other schools. Yeah, 65 lakhs तो मेरे को भी मिलेगा because every student think
हाँ
that
मिलना
once
चाहिए,
provider
मिलेगा, मिलना
yeah,
चाहिए.
मुझे मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. So do you think their expectations are unrealistic in this matter?
Unrealistic, definitely unrealistic. I'll tell you why. Now, for example, if you're my organization is able to pay only so much, why would I go to XLRA? I will not go to XLRA for campus recruitment. I will not definitely go. I will only go to those campuses where I'm able to, find my own people there at my level. Yes or
Mm-hmm.
no?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I will ask you, if tier 3 cities, will Google go for a campus selection for a tier 3 city? No. There are organizations which are very specifically says that unless until you are from this B schools, top B schools, don't
Mm-hmm.
even apply. So there is a specification that comes from the corporate. So what does it mean? It means that they want only people from either XLR or IM. So they are not even taking. So they want to choose between only those kind of campuses only. Why? Because they're again the capacity of paying also that much. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is able to get hired at 65 because some company is able to pay that much, right? Their cost structures are different. Not every organization cost structures are the same. So you'll have to understand when you are applying, just because somebody is getting, you can't really compare. They are unrealistic. It doesn't mean that okay you are anything lesser. Don't try to demean yourself. That also. Now I'll tell you what. This is a fine balance. At least as a HR, I would say this is a fine balance that you have to create between yourself and to the market. Now there are three things which decides the career of any employee. This is what I have figured out.
फर्स्ट जॉब डिफाइन करता है कि आपका होल करियर कैसा होगा.
The first part of your startup, that's what you're saying?
या द फर्स्ट जॉब दैट यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल अभी कैंपस से अगर लोग हायर होते हैं सो डज दैट डिफाइन कि उसका करियर कैसा चलेगा.
Not really, not really, because if you're not getting enough exposure, if you know that you're far away from the expectations that you have from the job, immediately change and then choose the right thing. That's the reason it is important that every student has to be prepared for the interview.
Sometimes there are no rights and there's no wrong.
There are no rights and wrongs, and then
Right. It's only when you experience certain thing which is not going your way is wrong. But
correct.
something that is going your way is absolutely right. How do you know unless and until you have jumped into that way?
No, the one way is interacting with the current employees of the organization through LinkedIn. You have these kind of platforms right now, and then you can meet up for a cup of coffee and then understand what is the culture of the organization. You do your own research, try to meet people outside, or try to have a conversation even before you attend the interview. Try to know what it is, and then people are okay to with that kind of information. And then even after that, if you land up in a wrong place, that's okay if you're moving on.
एक एक्सपीरियंस तो मिल गया.
हाँ, experience में.
हाँ. अच्छा ये बताओ कि लो पेइंग जॉब्स का मतलब क्या आपका वैल्यू लो है. इज इट व्हाट इट इज इज फैक्ट और मिथ.
Not really, not really. आप आपका वैल्यू भी बढ़ा सकते हैं बाय प्रेजेंटिंग योरसेल्फ इन अ राइट वे. जैसे दैट्स व्हाट आई टोल्ड. इतना जितना आपको स्किल है उतना भी आप प्रेजेंट करना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. See, if you're not gone are those days where you काम करते रहो and then you will get the recognition like that. No, I don't feel that is the right statement in this era. You do the right things at the same time you present yourself in the right. Both are important. You'll have to balance it out. So just because you are getting low pay doesn't mean that you are undervalued. Maybe that you are not getting the right break for yourself. Once the break comes, you can take a very good leap, very good jump.
ओके, वी हैव सीन, अभी कोविड का समय हमने देखा, 2 साल कोविड था, उसके बाद में भी सम पीपल आर कैरिंग फॉरवर्ड दैट कोविड इन अ हाइब्रिड मोड एंड ऑल स्टफ। तो ये बताइए कि ये जो रिमोट जॉब्स होते हैं ये इजी होते हैं?
I don't think, especially I don't believe in remote job unless until it is inevitable. Now, for me, I have more control and then more what do you call observation when people are working in a space. And you are not distracted when you are coming together and then working in a formal place. And then you'll get distracted, and then the deadlines are going to be more stringent. And then people say that, okay, I don't have peace of mind. I've seen this. Um, uh, by people saying that, okay, I want to go to office and then so that my productivity is much more. At the same time, a segment of people also told me that I can deliver more if I'm working from home. When I'm in office, I work for 8 hours or 9 hours. When I'm at home, I work for 12 hours. So which is better for you? So there's an argument. But टेक लोगों के लिए बहुत आसानी होता है. But I'm not too sure if my kind of industry, it doesn't work out working from home.
मिथ और फैक्ट, इंग्लिश बोलने आना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है।
It's jaruri hai. I would not say it is myth or fact. I would say that it creates a kind of impression for yourself. So it is important that you have to speak English, but at the same time, you are speaking English, but with low confidence. It doesn't really make out any sense. I have seen people, sir, मेरा English इतना अच्छा नहीं है जैसा मेरा हिंदी है. So मेरा English इतना अच्छा नहीं है. Is it okay if I answer you in Hindi? People have taken that kind of opportunity in asking that, and then people have spoken to me in Hindi, and then I have selected them. But when it comes to some meetings, it is important that you maintain the same language as others because कई लोग होते हैं मेरे जैसा maybe they don't understand Hindi or they don't understand your local language. So it is important for you to present yourself in the language that they understand.
So what you are telling me is like contextually हाँ भी है और
Contextually,
ना
it
भी
is
है।
right, and
हाँ
contextually,
हाँ,
it is wrong.
yes, okay. All right, great, great, बहुत मजा आया इसमें। I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed this particular segment. And
So much, so
so
much. And then you've been so nice to keep hearing my verbal diarrhea. The moment somebody asks, I keep just saying something or the other till they say stop.
I'll repeat my profession. My profession is psychology. Psychology means hearing is active hearing is more important than talking.
Yes, yes.
So it
Yes,
works
thank
for
you so
me.
much. You've been a
But
very good host, Rajesh ji. And then I really like the interaction, the kind of interaction that you have
thank you so much, and I
done.
reciprocate the same. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, we'll then now go to another very very important area of what I had in mind, because we did this myth and facts and all the stuff. Let me just throw in a game kind of a thing with you. Is let's play a rapid fire.
Okay.
Quick answers, 2 seconds के अंदर answer, and फटाफट, not giving too
I'll
much
try.
of thought about it. Yeah, just natural एकदम, absolutely.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Now, because I'm from the campus, so I'm looking at it from the point of view of the management students coming from the campus. Okay, so students pressures हैं and all those things. मैं उस angle से, उस context से बात करता हूँ कि जब from any context now I'm saying, अगर students का सबसे annoying expectation क्या लगता है?
Annoying expectation could be asking for unrealistic salary.
Unrealistic salary. Great, excellent catch. Yeah. Second thing, एक और पूछता हूँ कि एक सॉफ्ट स्किल जो हर फ्रेशर में होनी चाहिए।
Presenting themselves in the right way.
ओके, एक ऐसा इंटर्नशिप ब्लंडर बताइए जो आपने देखा हो अपने एक्सपीरियंस में।
Um, See, doing without asking, because sometimes what happens is the expectation is something else and they understand something else. So delivering without asking is a blunder during the internship.
ओके ओके एक अंडररेटेड क्वालिटी ऑफ अ गुड स्टूडेंट स्टूडेंट
Underrated,
अच्छा है हाँ हाँ
can you explain?
एक फॉर एग्जांपल देयर इज अ कैंडिडेट who is considered to be good. Like most of the institution will have A, B, C kind of categorization of the students. Okay, मैंने उसको अगर A category दिया है, but then you are not rating him to be a category. So what is that lower category? What is that under rating that you have for a particular
Generally,
student
I
or a
don't
candidate?
rate like that. If again, it is relative. Whether somebody is at A, somebody is B is a relative. So people have different opinions. The
Mhm.
underrating would happen maybe because they are not playing the right role.
Okay.
If they're in the right
Any kind
role,
of
they'll be treated properly.
would you like to point out any red flag that you've come across that you've given to a student when the student has come for an interview or a candidate has come for an interview?
For example, a person has done MBA finance, but they don't have enough knowledge in the finance area. I will underrate him.
Okay, given. एक्सपेक्टेशंस अगेन मेरा फास्ट ग्रोथ चाहिए या मुझे स्टेडी ग्रोथ लेना चाहिए
No, it all depends upon again the context again.
हाँ,
What you want to become in your life, and then what kind of role that you want to pick up. It all depends upon that, according to me.
what
So let us say, for example, for, tech will give you fast growth at the same time fast retirement as well.
what
HR
is,
will give you slow growth, but it's a long leap that it can give you. It's like that.
hmm, very nice what do you think is the parents role in the employability of the candidate or student मेरे मुंह से student निकलता है because I'm more associated with these students so when I say student you can always translate this as candidate only
Right.
yeah
So
so what do you think is the parents role in terms of the employability of the students
parents' role is encouraging them in the right. No, parents have to identify the right skill in them and then encouraging them. In the same way, even campuses also do the same thing. They should be able to tell that you are right fit into this segment. So if you are able to enable them, I think they are the right candidates for the corporates.
as a candidate what should I aspire for will it be a purpose or pay
I would say purpose
hmm?
because pay will follow.
Okay. Great. So we have come to the end of this particular rapid fire question. You played absolutely to the point. I would not say smart. I would not say not good, but it was absolutely to the point. Exactly what was required. जितना मीठा चाहिए था उतना मीठा लगाया बहुत मजा आया
Thank you so much. And then I would really resonate with your thoughts that the same way I also feel about you. You've been so supportive, Rajesh. You've been so supportive. And then you did not put me into any uncomfortable situation by
there was
asking
no
any.
reason to there was no reason to because your answers are like I said absolutely right amount of sweetness in that. Okay, there is no unnecessary jargon that you were adding it because it becomes very easy for
Yeah,
a layman like me or anybody for that matter to understand the context of the entire conversation that we've been having.
yeah, right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the wonderful conversation that we had today.
Thank you. Would you like to ask me any
Yeah,
kind of question?
so
Yeah.
I'm thinking, should I ask you the questions? Um, does it really make sense right now? Is what I'm thinking, but I will leave to you.
Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead. I'll be happy to answer if I can.
Okay.
Academically brilliant, uh, attitude-wise brilliant. Somehow he flunked in an interview. He was rejected in an interview. He was so sad. He came to my office and said, "Sir, ऐसे ऐसा हो गया." I said, "Okay, fine." अच्छा, one more thing. I always keep some chocolates in my drawer.
Okay.
Okay, and whoever is selected in any organization cannot give them a chocolate because students at times they come with mithai. So I give them a chocolate in return. So this guy flunked in an interview. He could not clear that interview and he was feeling very sad and he was very sure that he would get through. कहीं ना कहीं मिस्टेक हो गई और he could not. He came very sad दिपे कि सर ऐसा ऐसा हो गया क्या करूं मैंने ले चॉकलेट सबसे बड़ा वाला चॉकलेट मैंने उसको दिया
Thank
congratulations why because you will tell me now what is it you learned out of this,
Correct.
you know,
Exactly.
this interaction with the company?
Mhm.
Then
Right.
he realized what it was, and then he started telling every student कि भाई ऐसा हुआ कि सर ने चॉकलेट दिया और मेरे को बताया कि ऐसा पूछने के लिए सोचने के लिए भाई क्यों रिजेक्ट हुआ, एंड आई स्टार्टेड थिंकिंग एंड आई गॉट माय आंसर. नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू ही क्लियर फटाफट.
Right.
तो ये रिवॉर्ड से सीखा, पनिशमेंट से तो कुछ हुआ नहीं.
Correct, correct, correct. I think in the midst of all these things, Rajesh, how do you take care of the parental unrealistic expectations? Sometimes parents come and then say that, okay, मेरे बच्चा ये होना चाहिए, and then they'll give you a target. And so, how do you manage these kind of things?
See, मेरे पास जो स्टूडेंट हैं, they are all in the age group of 21 to 26. They are like pretty mature guys as compared to the school going people and all stuff, where
Yes.
parents play a very larger role. यहाँ पे पेरेंट्स का रोल कम होता है. बच्चे भी बहुत इंटेलिजेंट हैं, स्मार्ट हैं. एट टाइम्स पेरेंट्स को पूरी बात बताते नहीं है, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली देर इज अ गैप बिटवीन द रिलेशनशिप एज वेल. आज की तारीख में हर पेरेंट्स के साथ में और बच्चे के बीच में थोड़ा थोड़ा गैप तो है. तो पेरेंट्स का एक्सपेक्टेशन एक एक प्रिडोमिनेंट रहेगा. आई एम नॉट सेइंग एक ही रहेगा, बट एक प्रिडोमिनेंट रहता है कि भाई आरओआई, कि मैंने इतना फी भरा है तो इतना मेरा बच्चे को मिलना चाहिए. सो आई वी ऑलवेज आस्क द पेरेंट्स कि ओके, दिस इज दिस इज व्हाट वी आर डूइंग फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स डेवलपमेंट. यू टेल मी फ्रॉम योर एंड व्हाट इज इट यू आर डूइंग, बिकॉज हमारा तो इन्फ्लुएंस होगा ही होगा. आपका क्या इन्फ्लुएंस हो रहा है बच्चे पे, दैट इज व्हाट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड.
Hmm.
एंड देन दैट्स देयर इज अ डेलिकेट मैटर आउट देयर, बिकॉज पेरेंट्स तो पेरेंट्स होते हैं. मैं भी पेरेंट हूँ, यू आर ऑल्सो पेरेंट. किसी ने आपको अपने बच्चे के बारे में कुछ गलत बता दिया तो यू डोंट लाइक इट. I don't like it myself. So, but then we have to take it with a pinch of salt and understand that salt also gives taste to the food,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's the way we kind of have to approach the parents. We tell the parents, like, okay, fine, this is what we are doing. We talk in terms of the data. We talk in terms of numbers. कि स्टूडेंट ने कितना लेक्चर अटेंड किया है, उसका अटेंडेंस लेवल क्या है, उसका अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या है, उसका स्कोर्स क्या है, मार्क्स. So all these things are data. They are all data points. We kind of present it to the parents. And then that's how things become more clearer to the parents as to what's happening with the child.
Right. Important. And सबसे आखिरी वाली क्वेश्चन है मेरी तरफ से. एंड सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, आई फील. आपको एचआर से क्या उम्मीद होती है कैंपस सेटिंग के दौरान?
Okay. एक तो मैंने अभी पहले बता दिया, डिटेल्ड फीडबैक. इफ आई डोंट गेट दैट फीडबैक फ्रॉम द एचआर, स्टूडेंट के इंट्रोस्पेक्शन पे कितना रिलाई करें हम लोग? बिकॉज स्टूडेंट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी टेलिंग अस. वो स्टूडेंट इंटरव्यू के लिए बैठा है, वो पहले ही स्ट्रेस है. ही इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी एन ऑब्जर्वर, और इवन इफ ही ऑब्जर्व, ही नॉट गोइंग टू बी ऑब्जर्विंग द एंटायर थिंग. And contextually, what you as an HR would expect, the same student के लिए दूसरा company was का expectation different होगा, right? So for us to understand and the patterns as to why the student is getting rejected, or for that matter even selected, if I can get a detailed feedback from the corporate HR, I understand, I build it up as a theme to develop my TNA, or training need analysis for the student. If I can
Very.
if I can get the feedback, I design my training need analysis, I design my training programs for my students, and that's how I train them. This
Yes.
is my expectation. Detailed
No, very
feedback देंगे
important.
तो
And
अच्छा रहेगा,
then
but
I
I can
feel
understand the challenges also.
no, no, I echo your feelings, Rajesh. I feel it is also important for the HRs to give a detailed feedback at least to the campuses where you are hiring from, so that there is a possibility that faculty can work with the students in terms of making the child prepared for the next interviews and other things. And I feel you have covered it very nicely. Um, I feel we have covered almost all the important aspects of the student and then corporate life, and then we tried bridging the gaps. And then thank you so much for everything, Rajesh.
I appreciate you. I appreciate your time as well, and it was a wonderful conversation and interaction with you. I myself, I'm proud to say that I learned a lot from you.
It's
Uh,
likewise. The learning is always 2 days.
yes, it is, but yeah, I have still learned quite a lot. And what I would want to say now is we will see मेरी तरफ से एचआर और कॉलेज को मिलके काम करना होगा. I mean, this is my view. I mean, summing up the entire conversation in one way or the other, the placement officers, the faculty, the HR, we'll all have to kind of come together and work together. Because if we are talking about building the capabilities of the students, we're talking about students, kind of enacting or bringing out the students' potential, we'll all have to come and work together as a team. एंड स्टूडेंट्स का फ्यूचर बनने में ये बहुत काम आएगा. स्टूडेंट्स का फ्यूचर देश का फ्यूचर इज व्हाट आई वुड से. ओके, नाउ विद दिस गोपाल, आई मस्ट से दैट आपने इतना प्रैक्टिकल और ग्राउंडेड और पावरफुल इंसाइट्स दिए मेरे को. और जो भी हमारे ये लिसनर्स हैं, जो भी हमारे को ये पॉडकास्ट को देखने वाले, आई एम श्योर उनको भी बहुत नॉलेज मिली होगी. स्टूडेंट्स को स्टूडेंट को सच में एकदम काफी क्लैरिटी मिलेगी अगर ये स्टूडेंट्स ने अभी देखा तो और सुना तो, जो डेफिनेटली मैं चाहता हूँ देखेंगे. तो
I think so.
with this I would say कि like a great it was great interaction with you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So दोस्तों, आई होप ये आप सबको ये एपिसोड बहुत इंसाइटफुल लगा होगा. एचआर और टीपीओ के बीच की ये जो ऑनेस्ट हमारी जो कॉन्वर्सेशन हुई है, हर स्टूडेंट के लिए एक एक आईना है, एक मिरर की तरह देखना है. और अगर आपको ये पॉडकास्ट पसंद आया हो तो लाइक करें, कमेंट करें और शेयर तो जरूर करना है. बिकॉज इफ यू शेयर, अदर पीपल विल ऑल्सो लर्न एंड गेट टू हैव एन आइडिया एज टू कि क्या करना चाहिए उन्होंने भी. शेयर अपने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में करें, अपने दोस्तों के साथ करें, अपने लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल पर करें. एंड क्या आप कॉर्पोरेट दुनिया के लिए रेडी हैं, इस बारे में भी जानें. इसके अलावा और भी बहुत सारे पॉडकास्ट हैं अप टू स्किल्स के, वो भी आप देखें तो यूल गेट अ बेटर लर्निंग ऑल्सो. और हाँ, अगर आपको किसी कंपनी के एचआर या किसी कॉलेज के टीपीओ हो तो अप टू स्किल्स की वेबसाइट पे जाकर आप रजिस्टर करें और अगले गेस्ट बने. ठीक है, when you become a guest or when you become a host as an HR, you will become a guest. As a TPO, you will become a host. It's a very different experience altogether. I am doing this for the first time. I have learned a lot, and all I would say is like stay tuned for more धमाकेदार episodes to the up to skills podcast show. फिर मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में with another HR and another TPO. तब तक के लिए थैंक यू वेरी मच. स्किल्स गेन
Namaskar.
करते रहें एंड करियर में आगे बढ़ते रहे. गॉड ब्लेस यू. टेक केयर एवरीबॉडी. थैंक यू वेरी मच गोपाल once again to you. You have been a wonderful guest. I really appreciate it and I really enjoyed the conversation with you. And
Thank
thank
you
you to
so
Upskill also. I mean, great
much.
initiative.